All right, second graders, welcome back. It is time to start a brand new project, and this is an awesome project. I absolutely love this one. It is going to be the first project in our Africa series. So we are switching into learning about African art, which is one of our big goals for the year. And so we're going to be doing a few different projects, all learning about different kinds of art that comes from the huge continent of Africa. And we're only going to get to do a very small portion because it is a huge continent and there's so much beautiful art from there. And we're just going to learn a little bit about it, but I think it's going to be some of the best. So the first project we are going to be doing is the Adinkra cloth project. And it is a printmaking project. So printmaking is a type of art or a type of art medium. So you are very familiar with drawing and painting and maybe clay and building stuff like sculptures. But printmaking is another way to make art. And it's a fun way of making art because you get to make multiples of the same picture. So today we're going to be drawing a picture, and then next week I'm going to show you guys how to print it. And when we print it, you get to print it many, many times, just like a printer from your computer, right? That's where where a printer got its name, right? So it is printing, where you get to print multiples. So it's going to be super fun. And I know you are going to love it. So our goal today is to be able to say, I can use Adinkra symbols to create my art. And Adinkra might be an unusual word for you. You might not know what it means yet, but you will. And symbols might be a new word for you too. And it's not symbols with a C, like the musical instrument, like the ones that you clang together, right? Different symbols. Okay, so Adinkra cloth is a hand-printed fabric made in Ghana. And Ghana is a place in Africa, and it's made by the Ashanti people. So one thing you may not know is that in Africa, there are areas that are broken down into tribes. So a tribe is just a group of people who live and work together, a smaller group of people. And the Ashanti are just one tribe in Africa. Adinkra cloths were traditionally made for royalty to wear at religious ceremonies. So originally they were only this fabric, this fancy cloth that they made was only for the very important people. And it was only for very, very special occasions. But now they make the cloth for anyone to wear, and they also sell it to people who are visiting their country or their tribe. This is an example of what it looks like now. Today, they use brighter colors than the traditional colors. In the video later, you're going to see some of the Ashanti people making their traditional Adinkra cloth, and they will say that they use white, brown, and black cloth, which is the traditional colors to use. But now they've started to use brighter colors in their designs as well. And their cloth, Adinkra cloth, is recognized by those stripes. So you can see those vertical and horizontal lines, the many, many lines you can see painted on there. And then in between, it makes squares. And then in each square is a different symbol. That is a very traditional or normal way that you will see Adinkra cloth. There are going to be other variations that you guys will see, but this one is the most common. All right, so through the years, people have also decorated the cloth to tell a story or to express their thoughts or feelings. Adinkra cloth is stamped and patterned with traditional Ashanti symbols. So each symbol has its own meaning. So just like for us, a heart, right, is a symbol. It's a shape, it's a picture. But to us, a heart means love. You can write, I heart you, and we know that that heart stands for love, right? We don't even have to write the word love, and we know that heart means love, like I love you, right? And even in the Ashanti people, they use heart to mean love as well, but they have a lot more symbols than we do. They have a symbol that means courage. They have a symbol that means strength or peace or tranquility or harmony. So if you wanted to make a quilt like for your grandma, you might make one with a lot of hearts on it, right? Because you love your grandma. So they can make their cloth have meaning, right? If they want like a peaceful, tranquil blanket that they're making, or a peaceful, tranquil dress that they're making. They might use the symbols for peace and tranquility. So it's kind of cool how they have so many symbols that mean so many different things. And here are some of the different symbols. And you guys will, some of these are going to look very familiar later. We'll get to see them again. All right, so people in Ghana decorate the cloth by using a black dye made from bark. And you guys are going to actually get to see that process in the video later. It is an awesome video. This dye is called Adinkra Aduru, and it is what gives the cloth its name. So you can see how Adinkra sounds a lot like Adinkra, so you can see where they got the name Adinkra cloth from. So using the dye, they draw lines on the cloth to divide it into squares, like I showed you earlier. And then next they carve symbols into calabash gourds. So a gourd is like a dried out squash. So it's a dried out plant, and then they take part of that plant and they carve their design into it, and then they dip that stamp into the ink and print it. So just like maybe you have some rubber stamps at home that you stamp in stamp pads, it's the same idea, just not with, common materials like that. All right, and then they stamp the symbols onto the fabric. And then this is the last slide for you guys today. You'll have 2 more videos to watch. One is the process of making the cloth and dyeing the cloth, and it also has how they make the dye and rip the bark and boil the bark to make the dye to print it. And then you will get to see the artist actually carving the gourd as well, and then you'll get to see all the different stamps that they make, and then you will also get to see the process of them dipping their stamp in the dye and then printing it onto the fabric. And then the other video is going to show you guys how to do your art project today. Today is just part 1. I'm going to show you guys how to draw, and then how to transfer your design, and then next week we will print. That way it'll give you guys some time, just in case you need to get the materials together. It'll give you guys some time before we do printing. And here at school too, we just did the drawing part today, and then we will print next week as well. So you are keeping track right with the 2nd graders here in person too as well. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys later.